Hey y'all, it's your girl Queen Queasy the Flyest Chick out the 504. And I just wanted to come on and talk about my experience at the Breezy Bowl. Y'all, it was so nostalgic. I felt like a preteen again. So, backstory, um, I first got introduced to Chris Brown when I was 11 years old, right? After Katrina, my first concert was Chris Brown. They had a Survivors concert in Atlanta, and Chris Brown, this is when he first came out, was one of the people who performed at that concert. So to see him 20 years later, still with the same energy, still with the same, just everything, you could just tell how passionate he is about the music and about his craft and about dancing. Y'all, when I say I was screaming and singing from the time that I got in there to the time I left, I'm still singing today. I'm still singing songs today. It just was amazing. I didn't like my seats. I wish, so the arena that I seen it, that I was, it was it's in Dallas. I did not like it. And I didn't like that. You know how usually when they end their set and they have like a boom afterward, the boom sounded like a gunshot and it was so loud. I thought it was gonna blow out of my ears. But Chris Brown have so many hit singles, not singles, hit singles that in between his set when he's doing outfit changes, they're playing songs, hit songs that couldn't make it to the show list. Y'all, Chris Brown is still backstage. I guess he changing or whatever, still singing the damn songs while he changing. He's just so dedicated to his craft, bro. And I just think about when he had that whole debacle with Rihanna. Even though I don't agree with what Chris Brown did and how everything was handled, I just remember the media slandering him and not giving Chris Brown his flowers. And just to see how he didn't let that break him, to see him still thriving. Like, me and my friends from high school, my best friends from high school, we was a part of that Chris Brown mixtape era. Man, he was pouring his heart and his soul out in my zone one, in my zone two, because I felt like, I don't know what was going on behind the scene and in the music industry, but I think he had got blackballed. And he wasn't really releasing like no official albums and stuff like that. So he was just releasing mixtape. Them bitches used to get off. For him to perform the songs like from the mixtapes, he performed the songs from the first album. It just felt so good. And all the I was the loudest one on my row, in my section, everything. I was singing every song from the top of my lungs. I was screaming, I was jumping. I just was so excited. That was like my second Chris Brown concert. And it just as an artist, it just made me feel good to witness somebody with longevity. And Chris Brown ain't missed a beat. Like, he don't look like he aged. He doesn't look like he's tired. He looked like Chris Brown could release 20 more albums, girl. Like, that's what it gives. Chris Brown will never stop until to find out like that. He writes, he produces, and sing these songs. It's just incredible. Dance, he does the choreography. I'm pretty sure he probably teaches the choreography. He knows every goddamn thing. So I just wanted to talk about my experience. So I think the show has started for 7 o'clock. I wind up missing in the open acts, which was Summer Walker and Bryson Tiller. And at this point, I'm just coming to grips with, it's just not meant for me to see Summer Walker, because I tried to see her at Essence and Essence Fest this year, and she wound up pulling out I don't know what happened, but she didn't perform there. Same thing happened maybe when Bryson Tiller first came out. He had a show in Dallas. I came out here to see him in Dallas. That didn't work out. I just seen him walk through a club appearance. And then right before this show, the Chris Brown, like the Breezy Bowl, he was on the internet just talking about how much he doesn't really care for being an artist and he doesn't really like being famous. So I didn't get to see either one of those two people. And the girl behind me was like, well, Summer Walker didn't really come out. We just heard her singing. But I'm like, girl, where we was sitting at, we could barely see Chris Brown, so you probably just didn't see her because where we was sitting at. Yo, I had the best time at that show. I kid you not, it was one of the best I think it was a combination of like me knowing all the songs. I probably didn't know 3 of the songs on the set list. And it was, I guess, just the excitement of it. It just brought me back to when I was a preteen, when I first got introduced with Chris Brown, when I first fell in love with Chris Brown and everything that was Chris Brown, and just like, he was tall, he was handsome, he knew how to dance, and Chris Brown don't take no shit. Chris Brown know how to fight. Like, I don't know, like, he was everything when I was a preteen. And to see that he still has that same energy as if he hasn't been in the game for 20 years is so refreshing. And just let me know as an artist, like, when there's something that you're passionate about, remember to always give it your all, no matter how many years you're doing this. Chris Brown was flipping all in the air, y'all. Then he was flipping upside down singing. When I say I ain't never seen no shit like that. And then I thought the concert was going to be outside, but it was inside. It was inside of a building. It was like, it was cold up in there. Y'all, the concert was packed. And I went the first night. I went that Tuesday. So, man, that shit was amazing. I don't even know how to explain, like, how much fun I had. Y'all, and I was, like, by myself almost, like, dancing, jumping. I just had such a good time. And I was in the mall for like 2-3 hours trying to find my outfit. My inspiration for it was the early 2000s. So I wanted a jersey dress. Went to Rainbow, thought that they would have one, didn't have any. Wound up going to Route 21 and seeing like just some regular basketball jerseys. So I was like, well, I'm gonna try to cut this into a crop. Went to Charlotte Russe, got some like high-waisted, baggy, like cargo shorts. So it wound up being perfect. I already had some Sambas that I bought the day before. Wore that. And I wore like a, like a traditional little, like fitty cap. I wore a fitty cap. So, I don't know. I had a great time. I had an amazing time. The next time I go, I want to go with my best friends. I just feel like we used to get in trouble in class for singing Chris Brown. Like, we used to be singing it all in the group during our lunch breaks, all in between going to different classes. We used to always sing Chris Brown. And to have this moment to experience his artistic talent at this level and it's 20 years later, it's insane. Like, that's how I know he was blackballed. With his fucking talent, like, he has Michael Jackson level talent. Like, I kid you not. And, because of the incident with Rihanna, he wasn't celebrated. And like I said, I don't condone in domestic violence at all. Like, he was dead ass wrong. But then, like I said, again, we don't know their situation and we don't really know the ins and outs of the industry, especially at their level. But I thought it was interesting that Chris Brown was celebrating his 20 years and Rihanna was too. She just celebrated 20 years in the industry and she had made this post. I love them both. So, yep, that was my experience going to see Breezy. Period.